Hello everybody and welcome to the return of the Beta Boys, maybe? I haven't really thought of a name of the title. Maybe like The Boys Are Back, with boys spelt with a H, like something like that. We're doing Celtic again, the last save for the FM19 story, if you will. We obviously started out with Celtic during the beta, and I really enjoyed it. And people are still viewing it now. It's people are still commenting on it and everything, so it's great to see. And I thought we might as well end things how things started, because it started really, really well during the Beta Boys, and we're going to end it with Celtic, but with a little bit of a twist. Now, I could have started again, like straight from like 2018-2019 season, or 2019-2020 season, whatever it is. 2018-2019 season, isn't it? We could have started there, or we could have started straight from the beta save, which we did. We just because we did one season and we'll just jump in the second season. Or we could start in 2069, where we obviously did the 50 years in the future video for Jack on a Journey. Now, I didn't really want to start again because we've already done a season with Celtic earlier on. I didn't really want to carry on the Beta Boys save because it's a beta save, so it's going to be a lot of issues with it in terms of bugs and whatnot, because it's still a beta save. It's still got the beta aspects of it, if you will. But I thought if we do it from the 50 years in the future, that means we're going to have a lot of, obviously they're all going to be regens or new gens, whatever you call them. They're all going to be new regens. No one's going to know exactly how there is, so we're going to start, we're all, both me and you, we're going to start learning the players together. And also, we all know that Celtic usually win the league when it comes to start the games, as they should. They're the best team in Scotland. Whereas at this point, 50 years in the future, not quite. They finished as low as 5th a few seasons ago. They won the league last. Hibs are basically the team in Scotland now. If we bring up the Scottish Premiership, you see here Hibs with the odd Celtic in there. Hibs, Rangers won it. So Celtic haven't been dominant in Scotland for quite a while. If we go to past winners, so when were they last really dominant? I guess you could say 35, 36. They were last really dominant. And then Hibs started to come in, and it started to get less and less. Rangers and Hibs started to win it every time. And Celtic have only won it 3 times since 42-43 season. So that's pretty mental for a team like Celtic. So I thought, yeah, this would be good, I reckon. So today's video is not going to be any games. As you can see, we're still in the 30th of June. It's literally from the end of the last video. I did a poll on Twitter. I did a poll on the 50 years in the future video, and it was Celtic through and through. Everyone wanted a bit of Celtic. So we're going to do this. We're going to make Celtic great again, if you will. And we're just going to look through the teams. What I am going to do, hark back to the Beta Boys from the beta save, is we're going to play the 5-2-2-1. Because this formation works really well. This not all the player roles will change around. I'll just put like the default tactic, if you will. I need to find my old one because it's not saved on this computer. But we're going to go back to this. So we're going to have a lot of changes in terms of, because we've got a fair few wingers in here. But if we have a look at the players, see what they are. What I instantly noticed, they have a distinct lack of Scottish players. Obviously they've got these ones, but they're clearly not starting players. So maybe try and bring in some more Scottish players and whatnot. We'll have to wait and see on that. But if we go to what I've done, I obviously retired the Jack on a Journey manager, and then I retired the Holiday manager. And you can see there we have come in with my son, if you will, 2069. He's 33 years old. I don't know when. Born in 2035, so a couple of years after our guy retired. So he retired, he had a kid. I don't know how old he was when he retired. Probably an old bloke. But he's had a kid, either way. And that kid has gone on to play 37 times for England and scoring 9 goals. I did go, like, international level. It was pretty much recommended Celtic that is top level manager, coaches and whatnot, because I didn't really want to have to go through all the coaching system again, because it's not a journeyman. We don't need to do that. I'll change all this round as well. So we're going to have a look at the team, have a look what we can do. have a look with what players we need to bring in, what players we need to leave. And fingers crossed, in the next episode, we'll have the first games. Obviously, the games haven't been announced. Oh, they have. So we'll come back for the Air game. We're in the Champions League best placed games. So we'll do Air United and that, and then that and Rangers. Seems like a good thing to do. And yeah, seems decent. But let's have a look at the players. As you can see, star ratings is probably not what you expect from a Celtic team. They've only got 2 4-star players. You would have thought someone like Celtic, you'd have a decent amount of 4-star and 3.5-star players, but they don't really have them. Let's have a look at the first one. It's quite a, I'm not going to say aging squad because there are youngsters in there, but there are quite a few players in their prime, if you will, so they might be worth the most they're ever going to be worth. We'll have to find out, won't we? But Bailey Jones is the best player at the club, apparently. He's a 23-year-old Englishman, complete forward, striker, which is excellent. He's got absolute pace for days. He can finish. He looks good. He looks like he's going to be our star man up front. Where did he come from? He came from Bournemouth. Had a loan spell at Boston. He was in League One, where he did pretty well. And then he got through into the Bournemouth team when they were in the Championship. Scored a fair few goals. Signed for Celtic at £32 million. And it looked like they signed him in January. And he did okay when he came in. Can't complain at that goal ratio. Number 6. That's not great for a striker. So, looking good already. 6 foot tall. Looking good. We know who our star man, that lone up top guy, is going to be. Nicholas Magora. Now, obviously, we're playing with a formation without any wingers. So, it might be a case of sell this guy on, get £19 million, £25 million for him, whatever, because the board have given us £7.7 million to spend with a bit of wage budget. So, I don't know if that's good in Scottish football. I have no idea. But we could get a bit of money from this guy, or we can, because he already knows the centre attacker mid role fairly well. We could try and train him there. You'll have to wait and see, find out what we do with this guy. But he's never played for Argentina, 28 years old. He's 4-star, current 4-star potential. Physical's looking decent. Short little Messi-esque winger, if you will. Hasn't got the flair of Messi, but he's short and he's a bit rapid. And he's Argentinian, so there you go. He was at PSG, look at that. One of our former clubs in Jack on the Journey. But he came through the San Lorenzo system, and then he went to PSG for 8.7 and then came to us for 13.7. So we could probably make a decent profit on him, or try and train him up as a centre attacking mid. Like I said, we'll have to wait and see. Stephen Sinclair, our first Scottish player, and the rest are quite low down. He's a centre-back / defensive mid. He can play. He's more of a centre-back, 22 years old, which is perfect to see, a young guy. Got a bit of potential once again. Physicals are fantastic. Heading, marking and tackling are fantastic as well. He looks like a very good centre-back. Bravery needs to probably improve a bit, but that's just a little bit of a nitpicky, if you will. But he looks fantastic. Hopefully he came through our youth ranks. He did. So he's a homegrown at-club player, which is perfect for Champions League registration, if you will. But he looks like a very, very good centre-back. And he's probably, by the looks of it, going to be our starting centre-back. So that is excellent. Scottish guy in the spine of our team. Young Scottish player. That's what you like to see. Next up, Brazilian Thiago Regis, who's wanted by Leicester. Goalkeeper. Brazilian lad, never played for Brazil. He looks alright from there. He's light-hearted, he's either-footed, which is great. He came through the Atlético Mineiro ranks in Brazil, went to Internacional for 1 million, and then Celtic signed him for £3.6 million, which is a decent price, probably a release good. He's now with 12.5, but he looks like someone we probably need to keep our hands on because he does look pretty good. How tall is he? 6'3". Can't really complain. He does look pretty good. So he looks like he's going to be our starting striker. Starting goalkeeper. Another Brazilian now. Adamastor Doras. Defensive midfielder. Now, once again, we don't play with defensive midfielders, but he can play centre-back. He can just about play centre-mid. So we have to see, weigh up the options, if you will. I don't really want him playing centre-back because he's 5'9". Weigh up the options, if you will. It probably looks like someone like this guy, probably sell. He has actually played for Brazil. could probably get a bit of money. Came through the Sao Paulo ranks, bought for £8 million. Can probably make a bit of a profit off him. But he looks like someone that probably will be moving on and get someone else in who can fit the formation. A Croatian up next, 27-year-old Mijo Trebotic. He's a centre midfielder, can play defensive mid as well, which is great. Once again, another short lads, but he can play in that centre midfield on defender role, which I don't know if we're going to play that position, but we'll have to wait and see. 3 times he's played for Croatia, 3.5 star in both current and potential. He came through the Hajduk Split youth ranks before moving to Ghent. He spent a whole few seasons on loan in places in different countries. Went to Genk for £2.7 million, then went to Holland, and then Celtic bought him for £9.25 million. He's not a goal scorer, is he? But doesn't really do much. Ratings aren't, especially that season, ratings weren't too great, but that's AI ratings. AI ratings are usually all over the place. Once again, we'll have to look to see, because he can play in the formation, and a player's trait stops play. Could be good if you're playing like a tiki-taka football kind of thing. Like, you don't want to instantly go up the pitch, but we are playing control possession, so it might be something that helps. I've never seen that player trait, stops play. We'll have to wait and see on him. An Englishman under the name of Jermaine Santiago, 28-year-old. He's a 3.5 star current and potential right back and left back, and he can play both wing backs, which obviously is what we're doing with wing backs, so that's good straight away. That's a tick in the box. Knocks the ball past opponents, stays back at all times, which that might be a one to get out of his system, if you will, but he looks pretty good. He came through the Arsenal ranks, spent a load of time on loan, went to Bournemouth, went to Lyon for 35 mil, and then went to Celtic for £10.5 million. So he looks like someone we might need to keep our hands on or keep an eye on. That worries me a little bit. It stays back at all times, because you obviously want our wingers to our wing backs. They essentially will be wingers at some point, but I'm sure that'll be fine. Next up, we got a Bulgarian. Is that Bulgarian? Ivo Ginchev, who looks like he could play anywhere across his right hand side. Once again, we don't play with wingers, but he does just about know that right wing back spot even. He's played 56 times for Bulgaria. 3.5 star current and potential once again. Dribbling's not great. Like, if we look at tackling's not great. So this might be someone who's more of a winger. So we're not going to use wingers. So it might be someone to move on, free up some wages. He did join Celtic on a free, which is fantastic. He has played quite well. Could probably garner a little bit of money for him. He's played all over the place. He's got a bit of experience. We'll have to wait and see. Once again, with him, he's a question mark at the moment. Tobias Moshan, another Argentine, 21 years old, centre mids, defensive mids, 3-star with a bit of potential, 4-star potential. Once again, he's an anchor man, defensive mid, which is not really what we want. He is 6'6" though, which is excellent. If only his heading was a bit higher, because he could be a perfect centre back. Stays back at all times, looks to pass rather than attempt to score, that's fine. Knocks ball past the opponent, that'll be a bit of an iffy one when it comes to if we want him to play centre back. But he could do a job at centre back, especially in the back three. He could do a job, and he's young, so we can learn a new position. Once again, he hasn't had particularly great time in Scotland, but we could either move him on for a hefty fee, like 20 mil or something like that, or train him to be like a centre back. He could be a backup centre back for us. I don't see why not. Because he's young, might as well see if we can keep hold of him. Unless someone is interested. But he looks like someone that he could do it, especially at 6'6". He could do a job, and he had decent physicals, if I remember. He had decent physicals, so he could probably do a job at centre back. Just need to improve that heading and obviously get him natural in that position. Bravery once again, but that's fine. Everything else looks alright for like a backup centre back, third choice centre back, if you will. A Dutch guy up next, 25-year-old John de Flut, 3-star current, 3-star potential, another winger. Doesn't really look like he's going to be moving into a centre midfield role. He's probably one that's definitely going to be going. Came through the Topus youth system, moved on fairly quickly, went to Everton, didn't do particularly great in the Premier League, and then came to us for £5.25 million. James Gibbs up next. He is wanted by Everton. He is slightly concerned. He wants a chance at first team football. He's 3-star current, 3.5-star potential, and he is a striker. Decent looking striker. The problem is, if he's already unhappy, we could probably garner quite a fee for him. We got him on a free, so he's decent. He's never really played for Celtic, but he's already worth £17 million. And if a Premier League club's already in for him, we could probably get some money for him, which could boost our transfer budget, which we can get some more players in, which is essentially what we need. But another one, which is a question mark, Jack Broadbent, another guy wanted by Everton, 26 years old, Englishman. Looks like he's another striker. Physicals looking very, very tasty. Finishing's a bit low. Another one that's come on a free. So clearly Celtic have looked at the out of contract situations, 6 months left, and exploited that, if you will. But he came through the Wolf system, spent on loans in like the lower echelons of English football before coming to Scotland. And to be fair, he's scored goals in Scotland. So if we compare him to James Gibbs, was the last one. Yeah, see, this guy's much, much better. Same age. Maybe he could be our backup striker. We'll have to knocks ball, runs with ball down the right. When you're a lone striker, you need to stay on the middle, mate. Tries long range free hits, that's fine. Cuts inside from both wings, that's fine. You're not going to play on the wing. Runs with ball often, which is kind of what you want. So he does look like a winger who's turned into a striker, but he's tall. He's got pace. Physical's looking excellent. Probably good enough to be a backup striker. We'll have to wait and see on that one. Another Englishman, another 26-year-old Englishman, Marvin King, 3-star current, 3-star potential, left back / left wing back, which is what we need. If they're already left wing backs, you're not usually natural at left wing back. There's the odd few that are usually natural at left wing back. So if you already can do left wing back, then that's fine by me. He looks right. He looks like a decent little player. He could probably do a job there. Crossing's a bit low, but we can improve that. 26 is a bit of an age to try and make someone learn a new position, if you will, but that's fine. Frenchman up next, who is injured for 8 days to 2 weeks. That's fine. Raphael Renaud. He looks like a centre attacking mid. Our first one. He looks alright. 3-star current, 3.5-star potential. He looks okay as a playmaker, I guess. Could probably do better, but he looks alright. He's came through the Red Star youth ranks before moving to Lille after one season, and he spent a lot of time at Lille before joining Celtic for £10.5 million. Question mark on him, I think. 30-year-old Alex Rogers, another Scottish guy, 20 caps for Scotland, another centre attacking midfielder. It's probably worth keeping the Scottish players around just so we can... he pretty much came through our youth ranks as well. So I assume he'll be homegrown at nation at least. I don't know if he'll be homegrown at club. But it's probably worth keeping him around as a backup because he knows the club inside out. It would be stupid to release someone like him with the experience of the Scottish League. So he'll be a backup at least. Mike Pebbles, decent name. 30-year-old American, 3-star current, 3-star potential. Centre back or defensive mid, which is good. 5'11", a bit short, but you can get away with it. 9 heading. He's more of a cover, isn't he? He's definitely more of a cover. Plays simple passes, plays no through balls, knocks balls past opponents, stays back all the time, refrains from taking long shots. He looks okay, probably be decent as a backup once again. Came for the FC Dallas youth setup before moving to Frankfurt, Nuremberg, Hertha, and then Celtic for £16.25 million. And then we got a couple of players on loan, so they'll be on loan next season. I've already checked when because I saw them. He's going out in the transfer when I hit continue. But I've already checked their loan lengths on these guys, and they're for this upcoming season they'll be on loan. So there's no point checking them until we see what they do. I guess I think they're all wingers anyway. By the looks of it, he's a winger. You could probably get moved into attacking mid at some point. We'll have to come into that when they come back, and Ben Ross is a winger, so we probably won't be using him, if I'm honest. Graham Strachan, right back / right wing back. We're getting into the 2.5-star current ability now. They've not got much potential. Was a bit of a worry. Graham Strachan, he's a right back / right wing back. Once again, it's excellent. Probably be decent at a backup. And I was going to say, did he come through our youth club? No, he did not. He came through Aberdeen's and Peterhead's. Looks right. Probably be decent as a backup. Scottish keeper now, Ross Hurren. 2.5-star current, 3-star potential. Came through our youth ranks. So one probably to keep on the books once again. Not going to get much value out of him, I don't think. But because he came through that homegrown at club, it's decent for Champions League football. It's what we need. One guy, if this guy he didn't come through our own youth ranks, probably the one to go then, because he's 31. I know it's the prime of the keepers, right? He's got no potential, obviously, because he's old. But the other guy, at least he's got a little bit of potential. We could probably get rid of this guy, have Hurren and Regis as our 2 keepers, and then get another young keeper, if you will, as a third choice if we need it. So Scott O'Ware would probably be going. Gary Mullen, again, he's on loan, so we won't be able to see him until next season. And then last but not least, Mark Oliver, 2.5-star current, potential even. Another guy that's come through our youth ranks, but doesn't look like he'll be any good. He looks very, very average. Very, very average. Reserves, we got a few high potential players in here. Carl Fulton, 17-year-old Scottish lad, attacking midfielder, which is good, but he's out on loan. Where is he out on loan to? On loan at Aberdeen. All right. And we've got a bit of potential. Got a few Spanish lads, even Icelandic in there, in the reserves, and then under 18s, not much in terms of potential. Got Brazilian lads, an Irish lad, and a greyed out Argentinian lad called Bob McLennan. Apparently he's Portuguese. Brilliant. Fantastic. So he's Portuguese when you click on him. Oh no, he's now Portuguese. Okay. Stop changing your name. No, now he's Argentinian. This is mental. He's now Spanish. Okay. English. There you go, lads. Brazilian. I wish I could do this. Just change my nationality every 2 seconds. Fantastic. But yeah, that's Celtic. Like I said, we're going to learn the players together because we don't know any of these players. You don't know any of the players because they're all new gens. But if you did like the look of any of the players, let me know. I'll show you the finances and whatnot. £2.5 million in the bank, so it might be worth selling people to try and make the bank balance a bit better by the looks of it. And we're secure financially, which is fine for the time being. Let's have a look at the club facilities. Still playing at Celtic Park, which is as expected. Good junior coaching, extensive youth recruitment, which is great. Great youth facilities, good data analysis, superb training, and good corporate facilities, which is all looking fan-dabby-dozy. Nothing to really complain there. No, nothing to really complain about it there, which is fine. Any legends that we might know of? Brendan Rodgers is a legend. It's interesting. Did he go back to Celtic? No. Oh, he was there until 2028. Because obviously the save was made before he went to Leicester. So fair enough. Obviously, when we joined, we kicked off our former player, Jose Juan. I did try and sign him as my assistant. He's a very good coach, but he obviously didn't want to join because he's a manager. He's 65 years old now anyway. In terms of staff, he's played 182 times for Spain. Fair play to the lad. He's done very well for himself as one of our own, if you will, from the PSG's days. I mean, he wasn't one of our own, but we spent a lot of money on him. But it's good to see that he came in and he won a league with them. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. And that's where we're going to end it, I think. Like I said, tomorrow's episode is going to be... In fact, I might do a Champions League game first. I'm going to do all the transfers, obviously, and then we're going to come back for the one game, the Champions League first leg. Obviously, we don't know who we're going to face yet. And then the next episode after that will be the second leg and the Rangers game, which is what we want to see, obviously. And that, ladies and gentlemen, will be that. Like I said, let me know if you like the look of any of those players. If you like the way I was thinking with maybe moving players to centre back and whatnot, changing players' positions. Like I said, we'll have to wait and see what I do, because at the moment I don't really know what to do. What I need to do is make some friendlies, see what staff changes I can make, and the next on the agenda is winning the Premiership, doing well in the Champions League, getting some money, sorting out the finances, because I don't want to be £2.5 million. I want to have a decent whack of money. So wheeling, dealering seems to be the go-to. Let's get a bit of potential in the side. Let's just sort it out a little bit. If you did enjoy that, leave a like on the video, subscribe if you're new. Like the video, comment down below on how excited you are that Celtic has returned. I know I've got a few Celtic fans who came to the channel through the Beta Boys save, and I'm sure they're excited to see the return of Celtic as well, just as I am, because like I said, I have so much fun during the Beta save, and I'm sure I'm going to have so much fun with this one. I must say, at this moment of time, there isn't really a goal. I'm just going to see how well we do until, well, like November 1st, when the Football Manager 20 comes out. I think that was around the time that FM19 came out. So around there, the start of November, this save's just going to go until then. And maybe by then we'll win a Champions League. We'll have to wait and see. I'm not going to end the save if we win a Champions League. I'll just carry it on until Football Manager 20 arrives. But yeah, like, subscribe, and I shall see you tomorrow for the Champions League game and all our transfers. Thank you very much for watching.